It just hit the nail on the head when Dave Gibbons came and visited set, and he was out of control, filled with emotion of how real it was, how true it was to the novel and his drawings.
The fact that Zac Snyder is making it, you know, a guy who clearly loves comics and is very familiar with it and realises the importance of sticking to the original themes. I mean, just amazing stuff. He's stuck as closely as he can to what we put in the original comic book and played the strengths of that rather than just taking a bunch of characters and making a generic movie. It's been quite a while since we actually did Watchmen, and even today, looking around the set, I've seen things that I'd forgotten about, where people go, oh, you remember this is the bit where, oh yeah, that's right, yeah, I remember it very clearly now. You know, I was wandering around and I looked at the set dressing, the things that are there in the background and probably won't even be noticed. Been incredible amount of care put into those. So it's an amazing thing to see an actual newspaper printed on newsprint that says, you know, some headline about Dr. Manhattan or you know, masked crime busters or something.
Imagine him as a young guy drawing this stuff and flash forward 25 years later, and he gets to see someone with incredible artistry in 3 dimensions rebuild that and craft that in full scale.
You know, when you draw something from your imagination, you have a model in your head that you draw from and you try and interpret in a kind of a misty kind of impression of a picture. This is like seeing that picture crystallized into reality. The actors seem to be really into it. And actually, a few of them were telling me when they're kind of stuck for how they're going to play something, they'll open the graphic novel and have a look at it and think, oh yeah, that's right, yeah, that's how I've got to move. That's how the dialogue's delivered.
A part of you becomes vested in your character. So there's this little piece of me that feels like I'm, you know, meeting, you know, one of my parents, you know, one of the creators. And I can't tell you, you know, it was really important that, you know, Dad really liked what was going on here.
And it's just fantastic for somebody who lives in their imagination a lot of the time to see on the set how the colours that we used in Watchmen had been translated to the big screen. The palette that we went for was not the usual comic book palette. The usual comic book palette is blue, red, yellow, the primary colours. And what we went for was the secondary colours, you know, the purples, the greens, the oranges. And I think that, you know, made Watchmen distinctive. And I think the fact that that's been carried through to the movie version, that it doesn't look like just another comic book movie. It's another one of these pinch me moments, like, am I really looking at this, you know? It is like a fully realised, crystallised dream. I've got a feeling with the movie that, you know, experts in their field have been used in so many of the things, and just the level of detail and texture in that's going to have people running it over and over again on their DVD machines. And to actually literally live in your imagination, to actually see these things become solid in the world, it's just incredibly exciting. Probably one of the most exciting experiences I've had connected with comics.